Happy New Year everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Carol. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my 2020 yearly favorites. I'm glad that 2020 is over. It was overall challenging for everyone. It did have its pros for me personally, but I feel like overall this year was a challenge. It was something that I'm glad is over and I'm glad that we survived. I can only hope that 2021 is better and greater and more incredible and allows us all to get so much closer to our goals and allows us to set new goals for ourselves so that we can grow and evolve together and become stronger and to learn from what we've experienced and hopefully only get better with time. Today's video is going to be my yearly favorites. I have about 25 products and I cheated, I included one more because I have so many products I want to talk about, because I want to bring as much positivity as I can to the new year. I thought that we can talk about a lot of great products. I want to start off with some cheapy, incredible brushes. I have these three brushes right here. This is a face brush from Jade Cosmetics. It is the professional brush in number 12. They say that it's supposed to be a blush brush. However, I really don't agree with them. I think that it's a great foundation brush. It has all of the qualities of a good buffing brush. It's just incredible. This is what I use. This is what I've used basically all year round for my foundation and concealer. I love it. I think it's incredible and I highly recommend it. Then we have two eye brushes that I've used and abused so many times this year, and these are two eye brushes from actually ColourPop. These are the E1 and E2 brushes. These are incredible, like crease brushes. This is more specific and you can use it to lay color a little bit better than this, but this is just as great. This is the E2. This is a big fat like round brush that is great for blending, great for crease work. I also use it sometimes to lay out color on my outer corner, but that is just another way of using it. These two brushes are really multitasking, super duper easy to use, super functional in my collection, and I just highly recommend them. And they feel incredible on the eyes, and it's really important to find brushes that feel soft, right? Next category is base. It covers everything from primer to powders. So the first product is going to be this face primer. This is the Jade Essentials Hydrating and Smoothing Primer, Base Lissante ou Hydrante. My French is just absolutely not made up. This is a great primer. It's tinted, it's purple, but it dissipates completely. It's clear once you rub it into your skin. It hydrates very well and smooths the skin without leaving it feeling silicone-y. This is actually not silicone at all. This has been my go-to primer for 2020. I have loved it and I've continued to use it. And I feel like all of my foundations, for some reason, right when I use this product, seem to perform better. It's a miraculous product. I really like it. Then we have a foundation, and it's like the cheapest foundation I've ever used and my favorite foundation ever. It's the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation, and I have the shade 10 Light Beige. It's not the foundation that I'm having on my face because I'm working on finishing a foundation for 2021, which is going to be linked right above me in my Project Pan video. This is my foundation, my favorite foundation. I really love it. And it has been a great discovery for 2020. It's so smoothing, it's so natural looking on the face. It gives the coverage without looking like a mask, and it lasts very well. It's actually the only foundation, for some reason, the only one that doesn't really like settle into my fine lines or on my mouth. It is incredible. I love it. Finally, for the last two products in this category, we have some loose powders. There are no concealers that I discovered this year or pressed powders that I discovered this year and I loved, but there are two loose powders that I discovered this year and I absolutely loved. The first one, which is this one, this is the Jade Mirage Mattifying Light Setting Powder. This is the powder that I have underneath my eyes, on my fine lines, like on my smile lines, between my forehead, a little bit on my chin, anywhere I have like concealer basically. And it is like a loose powder with a mesh. This is the packaging. It's very smooth, very brightening. It doesn't really like change the color of my concealer per se, but it just somehow makes it look almost radiant, and I love that about it. It's really, really great. I like it a lot. This, I mean, as you can see, my under eyes look great, and my camera isn't even like that wonderful. It shows all of my imperfections when I'm not wearing any makeup, but this makeup is actually really good. The other one is from Yana Provis. Yana Provis is another Israeli brand. Jade and Diana, I think, are both Israeli. And this is how the powder looks. This one is kind of a little bit easier to get powder out because all you have to do is like shake. Hold on. You have to shake it like that, and powder is there. It's a much easier powder to use because with the Mirage one, you have to like really work at getting powder through the mesh. This is a little bit easier, but I love them both. This is very similar, but a little bit more finely milled. What did I say? Finely milled, and it had a bit more brightening, and I love it so much. Okay, moving straight ahead to the cheeks. This is the biggest category for me because this year I've really loved using cheek products, be it bronzers, blushes, highlighters, contours, everything. I'm going to start off with contours because I have just absolutely loved my Yana Provis contour powder. I have the shade 1, Fair Light, and it's beautiful. I'm trying to finish up my Kevyn Aucoin contour at the moment, which is why I haven't been using this. I have used it all the way, basically consistently from the moment I discovered it up until like the end of November. And then in December I decided to start secretly working on my project pan, and this has been neglected a little bit, but I absolutely love it, and I think that this year I'm gonna try to find a more balanced way of using my project pan products and still using my other products. And this is incredible. Such a beautiful powder, such like an easy application. It blends beautifully. It has great pigmentation, not too much, not too little, just perfect. I love it. Another product from Yana Provis that I absolutely adored this year is also her bronzer. All of her cheek products come in this stunning packaging. It's absolutely beautiful. It kind of reminds me slightly of Vive. This came before Vive, but it's not like faux leather or anything. It's just like this beautiful shiny plastic. This is how the bronzer looks. This is in the shade 1. Again, this has the same formula. It's slightly less pigmented than the bronzer than the contour in my experience, but it makes it so much more foolproof and so much more user-friendly. Anybody could get this and use it without even having to like go through a learning curve, if that makes any sense. This is incredible. I love it. Love it, love it. It blends. Like, my favorite thing about Yana Provis cheek products is how they blend. They are so smooth, so effortless, so beautiful. I highly recommend them. Another bronzer, but this one is so affordable, is the e.l.f. primer infused bronzer in the shade Forever Sunkissed. This is the bronzer that I'm using recently. This is the bronzer that's in my project pan, and I am loving using it. I think I got it around June, if I'm not mistaken, and it has just continued to surprise me, continued to impress me. I love this thing. It applies so easily, blends so effortlessly, and the pigmentation is wonderful. The tone is great. It's a great bronzer overall. This is slightly warmer than the Yana Provis one, but it's not like orangey or anything like that. It's just delicious, chocolatey. And I don't like chocolate, but with bronzers I'm fine with that. Moving on to blushes. I have three blushes. One is not a discovery from this year, but I couldn't not include it in this video. It would have been dishonest of me not to mention it, and it's the Flower Beauty Flower Pots in the shade PB4 Warm Hibiscus. This has been my favorite spring blush. I basically wore it every day during spring. I loved it. It was my go-to. I couldn't have enough of it. It was just beautiful, and I can see the flower starting to like flatten out, the texture that's on it. It's Oh, so beautiful. It's a shiny blush. All of the blushes that I have basically are kind of more on the luminous side. If you don't like luminous blushes, don't get the blushes that I recommend. But if you are in the market for a luminous blush, then I have some great recommendations. The next one is from Essence, another really affordable blush. It is the Essence Satin Touch blush in the shade Warm Bronze. This is another blush that I didn't really discover this year, but I basically almost decluttered until I tried it one time, because I was like, well, I know that this formula is great. I wonder how this would look. And this is basically my favorite blush of the entire range. Of all of Essence's blushes, this is my favorite. This is beautiful. I love the warm toned that it has. It's so perfect for like summer as well as fall and autumn, because it's just like sunsetty as well as like the falling leaves. It's delicious, beautiful. Another blush that I discovered kind of late this year but I had to include is from Pupa. This is the Pupa Extreme Blush Radiant in the shade 10. This is how it looks. It's like a warm, this isn't the blush I'm wearing today. I'm wearing, I think, the Nabla blush in this shade. I don't remember what it's called. Independence. Yeah, I'm not gonna include it here. It's called Independence. It's beautiful. This is the Nabla one, however. It's radiant. It's not shimmery. Like you can't really tell that there are sparkles on your cheeks, but it looks glowy, healthy, beautiful, radiant. I love, love, love it. And I overall really love Pupa's formulas when it comes to blushes. They're always really pigmented without being overly pigmented. They're always really easy to apply, really easy to blend, and I just love them. Finally, we have some highlighters. The first one is the one that I discovered like really early in the year, and it is the Pixie by Petra Glowy Gossamer in the shade Subtle Sunrise. This is how it looks. It even looks incredible in the pan. I loved using this also as a blush actually. This is like the peachy kind of tone, or as a blush topper. Like this is what I would apply on the top, on the apple of my cheek. It was so beautiful. But this is, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything because who needs words when you have this? Incredible. Another one is from Persona. I've tried Persona in April or May this year, and I was overly impressed with pretty much everything aside from the eyeshadows. I know that everybody talks about the bigger palettes, but I had the Pink Theory palette and I really didn't like it. I'm not gonna get the bigger ones because I don't want big palettes, but I hear a lot of good things about the bigger ones. But this is the Cali Glow highlighter in the shade Zuma. This is the second shade, and I just adore this one too. Look, I mean, you can tell that this is more shiny, this is more mature in a way, but it's buildable and it's so beautiful. The tone, the application, everything about it is great. If you want something very, very like mirrory and you can be seen from outer space as Pixie. If you want something mature, elegant, sophisticated and buildable, you can definitely tell that you're wearing like highlighter when you're wearing it. Persona, this one right here on my middle finger. They're all beautiful in my eyes and they're both my favorites for 2020, but this one is definitely like the wilder child out of the both of them. This is the wilder sister and this is the more mature, the more elegant one, the one that wants to give an impression of I'm here for business and I'm not here to play, but I can be wild too if I get a bit too tipsy, if I drink too much. Okay, next up we have the eyes. I have some eye products that I really, really loved, and actually most of them are from Jade for some reason. They have some really good eye products. The first is actually the Jade Essentials Eyelid Primer. This eyelid primer has really surprised me because I usually don't like eyelid primers with tints because I don't find them to be as long lasting as those like clear ones that come in a tube, like the Smashbox 24-hour shadow primer. That one used to be my holy grail, and this is the one that I'm trying to like finish in 2021. But this was a pleasant surprise. This performed so well, and it also basically like helped me even out the discoloration on my eyelid. This is beautiful, and it has allowed all of my eyeshadows, no matter what formula they are, to really last throughout the day, really look bright and vibrant and look the same even after like 13-14 hours. It's beautiful. For eyeshadows, oh my gosh, like the Essence Melted Eyeshadow in the shade Think About You is a standout product in 2020. Yeah, 2020. Listen, I'm just gonna swatch it. Look at it. It's like a mirror. It's like the best thing I've ever swatched. Wow. This is ridiculously inexpensive, and it's surprisingly incredible. The formula is so special, and it's so shocking for Essence, because I've tried Essence eyeshadows in the past and I was never like blown away and rushing to swatch more shades. Unfortunately, the other shades that I swatched in the same formula weren't as good. Unfortunately, I have something copper as well as warm bronze. Warm bronze is okay, I can wear it, but the copper one, the one that looks like almost like a fiery red, is not good. But this is incredible, and it's so long lasting. I heard Hannah Louise Poston try it, and I think she tried a different shade than the one that I have. I wish that she would try this one, because I think she might change her mind. This is so good, and I understand that there is inconsistency with like the formula overall, but Think About You is delicious. Another eyeshadow is from Jade. This is the Jade Velvety Metallic Eyeshadow in the shade 221 Gold Gleam. This is basically like a gold sparkle on your eyelids. If you want something very, very sparkly, very, very shimmery, it's basically this one. I'm gonna show you. I blended it so much for you to see like the overall glow that it gives your eyelids. It gives it like a wet look. You don't need much. You basically use your finger, you apply it in the center, and then you start to basically blend it and smear it to both sides of your eyelid, and it basically looks like an oil slick. It looks like your eyelids are just like wet and yummy and delicious and editorial. And I'm gonna build it up because I feel like my camera is stupid and it looks incredible in real life. Okay. I mean, I hope that you can see this. Oh, it's insane. I wish that they would make this in a bigger size so I can just like shove my face in it and look glowy. It's just my fantasy. A disco ball face. I don't know. I don't think it's my fantasy, but this eyeshadow is great. Then we have an eyelash primer. Who am I? I have no idea. 2020 has done something to me, shockingly. I'm not always bad, I'm not always great. I don't know how to feel about this, but it's a beautiful lash primer. This is the Jade Essentials Perfecting Lash Primer. Let me tell you, I notice the biggest difference when I use this. If this was tinted, if this was black, I wouldn't even feel the need to wear a mascara because this is so good on its own, but it's pink. It's so good. I don't know what to say. I was never a person that ever thought that there's a need to use a product like this until I tried it. And now I'm converted. All I want is this on my lashes and then something black just to coat it. But actually, because this year has been the year of me trying out Jade mascaras, I have fallen in love with the Jade Effectic. Don't don't rely on Jade to learn English, because they don't use English words. They use a made-up English language, and it's weird. Sometimes it's weird, like volumetric, effectic, and other things. Don't use Jade to teach you English. Just don't. Anyways, but this mascara is actually so good. If you like the hourglass shaped wands, if you like it but in like, I can't tell if this is a plastic bristled wand or not, but it feels like a cross between both. It's so strange to me. I really, really love it though. It's lengthening, volumizing, and it makes your lashes look dramatic. And I love dramatic looking lashes. If you like drama when it comes to your eyelashes, this is a great, great bet. Lastly, for eyes is this Pupa brow pencil. This is the Pupa High Definition Eyebrow Pencil. I loved using this because, okay, the thing is, initially, the first eyebrow product that I ever used was from Il Makiage, and I really, really liked it. But the problem is that these types of products don't last very long in your collection, and investing in high-end eyebrow products is not something that I'm very interested in, because I feel like I got ripped off, because this barely lasts a couple months if you use it daily. So I decided to invest in the Pupa one, which is like a quarter of the price of the other one, what is it called? The Il Makiage one, and I'm so happy I did. This gives me the same result, but it's much cheaper. So I'm very happy. I'm a happy camper when I have inexpensive brow products that perform so well. Moving on to lips, I have 4 lip products, 2 glosses, a liner, and a lipstick. Let's start with the lipstick, because you might think that what I'm wearing on my lips right now is a gloss or a balm, but this is actually a bullet lipstick. This is from Linda Hallberg. This is the Fantastic lipstick in the shade Extra. It is a clear, sheeny, shiny, glittery lipstick. Now, I love it, but if you really don't like the smell of sunscreen, I don't, but because this is so beautiful, I don't really care. If you really, really don't like the smell of sunscreen, if you would rather use a gloss, if you don't like clear lip products, sheer lip products, don't get it. If you're fine with all of that, and you think that you would like a product that you can wear a mask over it and still have the glossy effect, then this is incredible. I love it. It's like my go-to product when it comes to lip products. If I want something quick and easy, I can wear a mask over it and still look beautiful, feel beautiful, then this is what I go for. For glosses, I have the Persona gloss in the shade Toffee. Okay, listen, I am not someone who really likes pigmented lip glosses. This is not pigmented. It has a pigmentation to it, a level of pigmentation to it that is kind of sheer to medium. It is there, but it's not so strong. And that's what I love about it. I love this shade. I'm just gonna swatch it because, I mean, words can't always reflect what... I mean, you can see that this is a color. This isn't like a clear gloss like I'm gonna show you in a little bit. But for some reason, I'm fine with it. I like it. I don't mind it at all. It's one of those products that perplexes me because I'm usually not someone who goes for things like that. But maybe the formula combined with the tone and some other factor that I'm not aware of makes this a fantastic lip gloss in my opinion. It feels incredible, it looks incredible, it's not sticky or anything gross like that. I just love it. On the other hand, the other gloss is just like a clear gloss with gold sparkles. It's my favorite type of gloss. I've said that before, I feel at least a few times on this channel. This is my favorite type of gloss. I like a clear gloss with sparkles. It's my favorite. What can I say? This is probably why I love this lipstick so much. But this is the Yana Provi's very glossy lipstick in Very Glimmer. It's glimmery as the name suggests. It's so beautiful, it's so soft, it's so feminine, and the packaging is gorgeous. Like if I whip it out of my bag and apply it all over my lips, I feel fancy because this packaging is luxurious. Yana Provi's packaging is always luxurious. Like she has great taste in everything. The woman has good taste. Finally, for lips is the Jade Everlasting Lip Liner in the shade 91 Chestnuts. My favorite tone of lipstick to wear is brown. This is a brown lip liner that is just epic. It feels incredible, it looks incredible, it's easy to apply, has beautiful pigmentation, and is very long lasting. If I give it a minute and then try to wipe it, it's gonna take me like at least a couple runs. Even now, like it's been on my hand for just a few seconds and you can see that it has kind of set and it's not easy to remove. Okay, better. Finally is a face mist. This is a Pixie Glow Mist. This is supposed to have like a thin layer of oil and the rest is like the liquid. You can mix it up together and they both merge into this gorgeous face mist that gives you the glowy effect. It allows the powders to kind of settle into your skin, look like skin, and if you have oily skin, just don't get it. But if you have dry skin, it will help you feel like you look healthy, you look radiant, you don't look powdery at all, even if you apply like too much powder on your face, like I have done at least a couple times, because I get carried away, especially when I'm filming. I get carried away with the powders and I pile and pile and pile the powder on. This makes me look fresh and radiant and beautiful, and I love it. These are the 25 products that I've loved throughout 2020. I can't wait to see what I will love in 2021, and I can't wait to share it with you. My question is favorites videos. Would you want to see a favorites video on a monthly basis, bi-monthly basis, whenever I feel like it, or what? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know some of the products that you've loved in 2020. You can leave them in the comments box underneath. And we shall reconvene in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you liked it, and I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye.